Hi, how are you? I hope all is okay. Today I will speak about this interesting prelude, one of the two preludes with basso numerato, basso continuo, at the end of l'art de préludier de Jacques Martin Hotteterre. It's a prelude very interesting, not easy, in D major, tonality that normally is not very good for alto recorder, because alto recorder is an F, so as a B flat, can play well in C without nothing, in G without one sharp F, but D with two sharp is not so easy, especially for the relationship between D sharp and B natural. We will see. There is, as you can see in the text, it is written Prelude 1, Di La Re. Di La Re is an old way of writing D, because D was Re in the Es chord starting from C, and La, the second note, in the Es chord starting from G. I think, I'm not sure, I don't know if this implies that it's D major, but normally this name solfaut, solut, sifaut are names that tell us also in which position of the keyboard this note is, how low this note is. But for tonality it's not so important, it's in D. And instead of telling us D major, it tells us D with third tierce majeur. The third is major. Okay, that is the same. Avec des cadences, avec some cadence, some ending, sur tous les degrés de l'octave, upon all the degree step of a scale, an octave. So, a cadence in D major, in E major, F sharp, G, A, B, C, and D. We will see this cadence. There is this small drawing, it is a head of a recorder, and when Hotteterre put this drawing at the beginning of one piece, that implies that this piece is not only for flute, the baroque flute with one key, but also for recorder, alto recorder. And the violin, the G key, is not upon the second line, as now, today, but upon the first line. That's for us is a little complicated, because the first note of this piece is not a D, but it is an F sharp, an F, in this case F sharp. There is three sharp upon after the key, but really the sharps are two, F and C, but the F is written in two positions. So the performer will know that the higher F and the lower F are sharp. It's very important for us, it's very interesting for us, because this piece is full of ornamentation. And if you need to learn how to make ornaments, the French music is the better. Hotteterre is perfect, because each note is ornamented, circa. So surely, or you die, or you will learn these ornaments. And now we will start listening the performance that I just recorded, and uploaded on YouTube, I think it will be interesting to discuss some problem related at this piece. We will see. I don't know if you listen well, but there is 2 F sharp, F, F, E, D. What is the problem? That without ornaments, if it were, but there is this double appoggiatura. Hotteterre doesn't use this name. It's a modern is a name that we use for the Baroque music. So the second F has to be on the beat. If these are the beat, the problem is that for us it's more simple to listen and to understand the beat upon a long note. So with 3 notes before the beat, the difference is very minimal. But I think that the correct one is with the beat upon the F. Each dotted note is normally done in this style, it's normally made in this style a little longer. Ta-da, ta-dam, ta-dam, ta-dam. The croix, the cross above the F sharp is the signe of a tremblement. Not easy, because you have to make between G and F sharp. Without ornaments, the first sentence is the first ornament is this double appoggiatura. Then there is a note written, so we can say it's not an ornament, but I think it's a written ornament. And then the trill starts with G, and after a little complicated is a trill upon G with 2 notes of resolution, but with 2 notes before. I will play this sentence ornamented. No, yes, I'm sorry. Not easy, but very important for if you want to learn. We will listen what I did. Okay. Okay. Why I did 3D on the bass? Because this bass is recorded before, and if I make D, I will never know when start the second bar. So when I record something before and I make self duo, if there is 2 long notes, I have to cut this note in 4 parts or in 2 parts, because it's impossible that we arrive at the second bar together. Or it is possible if both are listening the metronome, but it is complicated to synchronize the metronome of the first recording, the metronome of the second. So I prefer to change a little, but I think it's something possible. If you have an instrument, for example, with two short notes, b, you cannot make b and then silence, 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 silence. You make b, b, b. Okay. And now the text is second bar. With some ornaments written. With the trill upon F sharp. In the first bar, the trill is followed by 2/32. In the second bar, the trill is followed by 2/16, but the eighth is dotted, so I think it's a mistake of the way of writing. So with all, another thing, if you listen with attention and if you check the video, you will see that I move some finger, for example, on the first D. I move the index and half of the medium of the right hand. On the lower A, I move half little finger. These are flatments, flatment. And there is a way of making the vibrato with the finger. It's not easy if you ever make a vibrato flattement upon one note. For example, you start a piece with a G. Because you can improve the speed, you can make many things. It's a little complicated to make flattement upon circa all the long note of this piece, because the fingering of each change if flatman is different. For example, if you make an F sharp, you can use two fingers, but if you make a D, it's too much. It seems a trill. So you have to try to each note for finding, for example, upon higher C, if you use one finger of the right hand, you will have a trill. So I normally use the index that is near the fourth hole. You will see all these different solutions in the video. Okay, we will listen again from the beginning. It's not so evident, but it is the bass that make the tempo. Boom, boom, boom. When a piece is with many ornamentation, it's better to play it with a bass or following, moving your feet or metronome, following a tempo, because this tempo make the sense of the ornaments. You will listen again. Okay, and now the porte de voix upon A. E, F, G sharp, A, E, F, G sharp, G sharp, A. Is like an appoggiatura. It could be that the two lower notes are acciaccatura or before, but you will play I think it's better the difference is very small, more in your head, in your brain, than in reality. Interesting, this legatura, not so easy. Okay, then we will listen. There is a mistake in my performance. I did the third group of notes with the same rhythm. Tum, tu-tu-tum, tu-tu-tum, tu-tu-tum. But it's not written this, it's written third bar. Tum, tu-tu-tum, tu-tu-tum, tum, tum, tum. I play it more as was my sensation, my impression, my point of view that has is written. I suggest you, if you want to make the difference, make a very evident difference. So stress the B. Okay. Then there is an ornament that is in many moments on this piece, the scale, legato, with G natural. Then D, A, G, F. We will listen. The F was wrong, probably because I used too much finger. That seems like a trill. It's difficult to remember for each note what is the finger that you have to use for a flattement. The C bemol is not a C bemol, it's a C natural. In this period, they use the bemol, the flat, for cancelling, for avoiding a sharp. So the C was sharp, but with this flat is C natural. It's written cadence sur la cinquième du ton. It is cadence upon the fifth note of the scale, of the tonality. The fifth note is A, and this is cadence in A major, with the trill upon the seventh note, sol diesis. So the first cadenza, the first modulation, is upon the tonality of the dominant A major. Here arrive C natural. Why? Because it's doing a cadenza upon the second note of the tonality, and the second note is E minor, and E minor doesn't have C sharp. With D sharp, typical for E minor, and this porte de voix. It's a problem, this trill upon F sharp. Because it's legato upon a G, the bass making B, B, E. Attention that in this period the bass is not written exactly in vertical in the position, so you can read the bass and the flute part like a diagram. in which at the third centimeter there is the note that's been done by the bass, and in the same position on the up level the note. For example, here we have a B on the bass, but upon this B there is a C sharp, nothing to do, because upon this B we have to play an E. So there is not a good not ever a perfect coincidence between bass and for example also in the in another position. So you will see the composer and the editor try to make, and this is something very new, because before this it was no relationship at all between the position of the note in the first line and the second line. Also in the music for keyboard, that's implied that it's very difficult for the keyboard player. How to do this trill upon F sharp? Because as is written, seems that we need to make. I have to make some noise. Okay. As the trill start after the second beat. Because without a legatura, where but with this legatura we avoided the second G, but I didn't make this. I did ta ta ta. The idea was to finish the trill, the tremblement, where it's written that it has to start. But the performance has been a little more free, more delicate. I don't know if this is correct or it is something that I am doing, but it's not really what Hotteterre asked from you to us, from us. We will listen to the performance. Okay, now the piece starting a little as the beginning. Pa-pa, pa-pa. We are in E minor. Trill upon A sharp. Between B and A sharp we make a B, natural B, A sharp, that is a B flat, and then we move the index. If we make it slow, you will listen that the third note is not in tune. This happens in the lot of trill, using the ancient fingering, no? The modern one. But really there is no alternative position for this trill, also in a modern instrument. But if you make with a good style, with the long B and the short trill, the fact that you are out of tune is not so evident. The passage between A sharp and F sharp is very difficult, but I suggest you that you make A sharp, that is B flat, with half little finger, so it's easy. You have to move only the medium. Cadence sur la 16e cadence upon the note number 6, the sixth note, that is a B, so B minor. And then C natural and G sharp. So we are going to A minor. And in effect, what is doing is no, we are going in A minor, but he will not make a cadence in A minor. It is the fifth minor, but is going to direction G major, the fourth. G major doesn't need the G sharp, but it is a tonality that they use E minor, A minor, D major, G major. We will listen. I will play slow because the text is more complicated because it's written for baroque flute, and baroque flute arrive until D. The alto recorder cannot make a D, so there is some note, the note with the legs up are for flute, the note with the legs, I think gamba, the legs down, are for recorder. I play very slow. And the same after. But this is very complicated ornament because there is a trill upon A, but the trill is not at the beginning of the beat, in the middle. And all in rhythm, it's very difficult. I think that you have to study this because it's not so evident. After, attention, there is three notes, B, C natural, D. We can think that you have to do as in the line up, but it's not this. These three notes are not the same. There is a 60 and 2/32, and it's the same in the ornaments after. So we have to make more long the B. And not, because in this case all the notes are the same length. Are very small finesse, but this is typical from the French music, that you have to put attention on the finesse. We will listen my performance. Yeah, in the first time it was better than in the second, but I think it was correct. And now, again, this sentence. This is the arrived part more difficult, because it's with A sharp, with E sharp, because it is a cadence upon the third, and the third of D is F sharp, so it is F sharp minor. But before this F sharp minor there is different passage with other tonality. E minor, when you have a chromatic scale, ornamented, it's very difficult. Not easy this passage. I will play it very slow, starting from the second note of the third bar. These two notes, they are not 32nd but 64, tell us that this scale has to be made in accelerando. Not easy with E sharp. Okay. And then there is the cadence, the trill, upon between G sharp and F sharp. The modern position is that we make G sharp, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then for F sharp you close all the holes but with half thumb. You move 3 fingers. The ancient position is G sharp, F sharp, G natural. But you have to find a way of playing it. For that the people will not recognize that there is something wrong. We will listen. I think that I did a small mistake. I don't remember where. Yeah, there is something that I did different of what is written. And I changed the rhythm of the first note of the second bar. But it was a certain way of interpretation. To me, it was more natural, make more sense to make this. And now some note or without ornamentation. And here, trill upon B sharp. The modern way is 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, and you move 6, 7. The ancient way is ever the same: C sharp, B sharp, C, D. So you have to try to find a way of making this. We will listen what happened. The trill, yes, between D sharp and D is easy. So this is a cadence upon C sharp major or minor I think. C sharp minor, the 7th note of the scale. And now this is the port de voix, but the V that is up is not normal, is turned in the other direction. That's implied that you have to make the note higher. Normally the port de voix is ever the note lower, but in this case is the note higher, so I have to repeat the F sharp. And here, E natural and the G natural. It's strange because the G is natural in this piece, but before it was ever for many bars G sharp. Cadence upon la deuxième, the second one, it is E minor. We will listen. This is interesting. These 4 notes, D, C sharp, B, A, are not as ever starting out of the beat or this is if you count the 8th. So I think that you have to play it in a different way. Instead of, it's possible, ta-da, ba-da-da-da, but I perform ta-da, da-da-da-da-da, I sing, we will listen. We have to go. This is interesting. I did a mistake. I first bar, I performed this D as the C sharp before. But the trill cannot start in the 3rd time. And when I recognized that I was too early, arrived at the trill, I repeat the ornamentation. So it seems an ornamentation more, double ornamented. But the original text was the problem is that in the modern way of writing, there is a relationship between distance and length of the note. In the Baroque music, sometimes we have notes that are near, but the first is very long. So we are not used to make long note if there is a short distance. But by chance I recognized that I was out, so I could repeat this ornament. We will listen. Yes, I don't repeat it C, B, C, but the trill. Yes. Okay, this was the mistake in this piece. And after we have a port de voix upon the D. And now a gruppetto between two notes. In the table of the ornaments in the sonata for two instruments is not so clear when you have to do. It seems it put an ornament between, there is a G and a may. So it seems that I had to do but I did something that's making by Bach and probably also by Mozart. The gruppetto in the middle, but I think that Hotteterre was demanding I did it. Probably this was not perfectly in the style of Hotteterre. At the end, Hotteterre writes something for the recorder, just a D, and something from the flute. The flute has a lower D, so but we cannot with the recorder, so I did the opposite. I did the scale going up. Just an idea, but normally I think that Hotteterre prefer the scale going down. What we can say about after the cadenza upon the fourth is G major, trill upon A. It is written cadenza imperfetta. It is at the beginning of this line. It's interesting. Is a cadenza upon it's not 5 1 fifth 1, but 1 fifth. So it is the chord of A minor. It's the cadenza between A minor and E major. So the opposite. Instead of the relationship 5-1, the relationship between before the last and the last is 1-5. think that you have to listen with bass. It will arrive here. Here. Da da da. It's a suspension between, because it's a cadenza between first degree and the fifth one, so sospesa. The name used by Hotteterre is imperfetta, cadenza imperfetta. Okay, I hope it has been useful. Bye bye.